Hi, my name is Amber Soto. I am a student at Southern Utah University. I am currently taking a course on ethics to complete my master's in accountancy degree. Today, I would like to talk to you about giving voice to values. What I would like to do with this technique is apply it to the Gateway Hospital case study, and we'll go over that shortly. So the giving voice to values technique is used after a decision has already been made to abide by your values. What the technique does is it takes a look at the possible reasons and excuses someone might have to give for their actions. It analyzes how they may have rationalized their decision and how they may react once confronted. What you're trying to do is you're trying to come up with every possible scenario so that you are prepared. Stephen M. Mintz and Rosalind E. Morris, the writers of Ethical Obligations in Decision-Making and Accounting, have provided us with a framework that we can follow. This framework includes 4 questions. What are the main arguments you're trying to counter? What is at stake for the key parties? What levers can you use to influence those who disagree with you? And what is your most powerful and persuasive response? In the Gateway Hospital case study, we've got an employee named Troy. Troy attended a conference in Orlando. He took his family on the trip along with him, and he has taken some receipts and expenses and turned them in that were not business related. These additional expenses included some more meals and an extra hotel night. I'm going to be Kristen in this scenario. I am a relatively new employee that reports to Troy, and what I have already decided to do is to abide by my values, and I've decided to discuss this with Troy. The first thing I need to do, however, is implement the technique. So what I want to know is what arguments will Troy make and what reasons and rationalizations need to be addressed. Troy may state that this is a one-time event. It's an isolated incident. He may state that the company owes him for all of the extra time that has been taken away from his family. He may state that it was only one night and the cost is minimal, using the excuse of materiality. He may also state that since the control over expense reports are poor, everyone is expected and it's standard practice to do it. What's at stake for the key parties? Well, there's a few key parties involved here. We've got Troy's reputation being on the line for overstating expenses. Overstating expense reimbursements is considered fraud. We've got Joyce, who is the head of accounting, who is asking the questions about the increased expenses. In her case, she has a right to an answer on why those expenses increased. And then we've got me, who's Kristen in this scenario. My reputation and integrity is on the line. What levers can I use to lever how Troy reacts? Well, I could tell Troy that Joyce, the head of accounting, will have to be notified of the additional expense reimbursements and that I was also at the conference and I'm fairly certain that those did not actually apply to business-related events. I could also ask him for some documentation. There's a couple ways I could go about this. I could ask him to prove that he did actually attend additional conferences for that extra night stay, or I could ask him for the meal documentation to prove that he was just feeding himself and wasn't also feeding his family. Now, the final question is, what is my most powerful and persuasive response to whom, when, and the context? Well, I can explain to Troy that taking his family along was definitely a benefit to him, and it saved him a lot of money. So I could kind of go at him and make him feel a little bit guilty for trying to take advantage of the company when he's already had so many benefits for him. I could also state that it is unethical and fraudulent to overstate his reimbursement expenses. I can also remind Troy of the impact that it's going to have on me as a new hire if he chooses to move forward with his overstated expenses. So as you can see, applying that technique would give me the preparation, as Kristen in the scenario, to overcome the reasons and rationalizations that Troy may have. This technique, giving voice to values, can be used in a lot of different scenarios, and I think it's really great to be fully prepared when you confront someone in a situation like this. Again, thank you, and my name is Amber Soto, and I'm a student at SUU. Have a great day. Bye-bye.